God, I love Nuke. One of the best maps in the pool at the moment to give us a little bit of that extra rush that you should be feeling on a Tuesday night, as we are going to see an absolute beatdown here in the pistols as SDinvicta able to hail the storm. That is the A rush coming through from ThunderFlash. SDinvicta to get themselves not only the pistol round, but also a new look roster, which is definitely looking to be somewhat interesting. This is my first look at it in the server. I have seen results for this SDinvicta side, and I'm intrigued as to how this team's going to work without Tabby. Of course, the whole Tabby situation, I don't know all too much about, but SDinvicta definitely, it was an interesting lineup with the 15-year-old in it. I'm not going to lie, especially seeing the type of player that we do see lean to Izera, Takbi. OEZ usually is that player who, you know, is able to stand up when it does get rough, able to find those aggressive frags that, you know, Tabby sort of naturally felt inclined to take, being so young, being so aggressive as a young star for this SDinvicta side. As now SDinvicta here on their CT side looking to have themselves a really good start here on Nuke. Trying to put together a really, really good performance, and I think especially for SDinvicta at the moment, a turbulent roster. Times are changing, you know, we're seeing a lot more aggression coming through. As I think it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this ThunderFlash side does respond. As we do now start to slowly see ThunderFlash push in towards his secret area of the map. OEZ completely blind, good enough to find one. Just so goated when blind. OEZ doesn't even need eyes, that's why he's got glasses. Of course, OEZ's glasses are really, really nice. I do like him. I do like the style that he's got, the drip that OEZ has with the glasses. I'm not gonna lie, I've never told him this, but I do think he does look like, he looks drippy with the glasses. It seems like he doesn't even need them after finding that frag in secret. Now, ThunderFlash, to take it nice and slow. 50 seconds remain here. As now Izera good enough to find an opening frag. Well, an opening frag to try and defend this A site coming down. ThunderFlash to now put together an interesting performance coming through. We are going to see Pokem and Azran try to find an opening pick, and will. Izera going down. Maddie to be able to find a trade back. Maddie tagged up. Will find himself a second though lean. Well, a cherry on top for that young man as we see SDinvicta able to pick themselves up 3. Now ThunderFlash here, looking to try and get themselves an opening frag. Swizik, good enough for one with the Tech Knife. Potential for the second spraying through. Will eventually go down to Izera with the AK. Good enough for one. Pokem to find that trade. That bomb has hit the deck, however. As we now start to see SDinvicta, a crucial fight coming through, and an unbelievable round from Maddie. Maddie, of course, being the man who has stepped in and filled the shoes of the young departed 15-year-old Tabby. It's definitely interesting to see, you know, that aggression. And now Izera to, I guess, do what he does best through this outside control, holding it down, being an anchor of an area of the map. Izera so good at being able to hold his ground, hold his own, especially in these 1vx fights as Lean pushing for information will go down. We're going to see Tak try to recover a little bit of control. Maddie from this ramp area will find Emerald. As Emerald falls, this A hit looking to be the potential hit Tack will fall. Tuizera to get one back. It's Tuizera to wrap all the way around through Squeaky. Will be found by Pokem now. The 2v2 situation coming in. Swizzik holding his line through heaven. Looks like he won't be challenged as of yet. Does have to be careful of OEZ with that AWP, of course. One of the more threatening things in the SCL. As we see OEZ with that ult continuing to shine through, will eventually go down. It's now the 1v1 situation, Matty. So clean, so brutal, able to find frags. It's SDinvicta. They're able to pick themselves up 5. And it is looking as if it is going to be a really big game coming through here for this SDinvicta side. The CT side has gone through without any trouble in the world. As we see Tack able to find himself one. Swizzik to get enough back. But isn't Flam good enough for 1 point? I love that video so much. I gotta go through a whole heap of old VODs and see how many I can actually get. I'm gonna see Tuizera spraying through. Emride to throw a beautiful Molotov over towards that heaven area of the map. Tuizera to make a little bit of noise while doing his thing. That smoke to go up for the one-way. Maku very, very concerned about it. Flashes to go through. Tuizera will be seen. Azran, Maku to find themselves one apiece. IEZ left here with his AWP. Will be holding the line through Annex. There's flashes to go out. ThunderFlash to evacuate the area. And ThunderFlash to get themselves their first round. We are going to see Azran, however, get a bit aggressive, trying to find this AWP, and will! Oh, that's a huge frag! SDinvicta giving up the AWP. IEZ, the early person with money, along with Matty here. You could potentially argue for the buy. Matty's going to invest in the AWP. Oh, it's a ballsy decision with the economy here. IEZ, Matty to go for the double orb setup. Tack to be able to get a FAMAS. A Deagle, and it's 5-7 on lean, and Tuizera. As lean to get up close and personal with that 5-7. Absolute scenes in the server as Tuizera goes down. The Deagle unable to contribute in this round. We are going to see that FAMAS try to find frags. The AWP of Matty can only strike once. And now this 4v3 situation coming through. We will see all of a sudden what is a big hit for this SDinvicta side. Lean should be able to find this frag onto Azran. And will. As expected. As now it does look to be a very, very slow performance from here on out. As we will see the save come through. The double orb setup looking to be maintained in the server for SDinvicta, the CT side. Opting for the big greens. There's now ThunderFlash to try and save what they have with very, very little trouble. As we'll see ThunderFlash able to pick themselves up a second in a row here. A really, really good start for SDinvicta. As we do see the pistol upgrades yet again, Tack, you can assume, will invest into a Deagle. I'm surprised that Lean didn't invest into something a little heavier. Like an M4. Instead, just the 5-7 with util. Of course, having that saved over armor probably does help a little bit more, as we will see Lean good enough for one. Lean doesn't need the M4, can only find the one though. Pokem to now try to get aggressive around Annex. We are going to see a wild spray from everyone in this ThunderFlash side. The bomb to go down. Double orbs. Almost need to bail immediately. As ThunderFlash should happily pick themselves up round number 3 with very, very little trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the pistols go for a little bit of grubbiness. The AWPs to... Hopefully, you'd hopes that they get saved. Tack to be in a little cheeky spot. Of course, Tack, a player who is so storied. Currently ranked within the top 5 of Lithuania at the moment. Only beaten by ex-Mad Lions rifler JL. And I do believe there's a random. I do love that music kit. The three clicks Philip music kit. Oh, it's so good. So good. Just absolute content right there. As we do continue to see SDinvicta fighting through here, the Lithuanian side continuing to be one of the best here. As we will see a tactical timeout being called by ThunderFlash. An interesting sort of round coming through from SDinvicta and from ThunderFlash respectfully. A ballsy decision from SDinvicta to keep with that double AWP setup. Continue to try and maintain it. And continuing to grow ever so fond of the double AWPs. Especially with the inclusion of Maddie into the side, you can assume that with Tabby's departure, Maddie has been able to become a versatile weapon. We usually used to see Tack be on that secondary AWP. Every now and then, we saw Lean pick it up. Tabby to take some of those frags as well. But Maddie looking really comfortable with that secondary AWP. 10 frags so far for the new man here in this SDinvicta side. ThunderFlash, very early on, had very little to answer for the questions being put forth to them. Speaking of no answers, Emride, no frags so far to the response of the Lithuanians. But SDinvicta, they've given up 3 in a row now. It's up to them to try and stop the bleeding. And this next round, is it a band-aid or is it only going to make a dire situation even worse? Utility to go out. Maddie to find himself another frag with that AWP. Actually finding Pokem through that wall. And we'll see SDinvicta now continuing to look to take fights around. The rifle buy giving them so much confidence. As Emride to find his first frag. To his error falling. Azran to put down some smokes, put down some utility. So we will see Swizzik able to find Maddie. And with that frag, it does look like we are going to see some ramp room control being taken here by ThunderFlash. Azran through this lobby area of the map will potentially look to try and put together a potential lurking situation here. But you'd assume that a lot of pressure does and should come from that outside guy coming through from Emride. We are going to see Emride eventually going down. Smoke's going through to try and prevent Tack from getting into the server. This is a really ballsy decision. SDinvicta are going to rotate everything over towards this B area of the map. ThunderFlash with that smoke in Squeaky to try and isolate the frags in lobby. There's now Tack to slowly work his way into Annex, and it does look as if Lean to join him, but Swizzik to find that frag. Now Tack to be stuck here in this 1v2 situation. Maku to find the final frag through old vents, and now ThunderFlash pick themselves up 4 in a row. What is probably going to be a pistol buy coming through from SDinvicta, unless we do see another ballsy decision like we did see earlier in this game with that double AWP setup with pistols around it. Tack to buy the M4. Deagles to accompany. Oi, Z rocking Deagle, no armor. This is a lovely, lovely call from the IGL. So now we start to continue to see the pressure being created by ThunderFlash. Maku to force away Lean from a very, very advantageous position. Tack to find a frag. Maku able to find Lean, and the pistol is doing very, very little. ThunderFlash to pick themselves up what looks to be 5 quite early on, unless the Deagles are able to isolate some jewels. We are going to see the isolation of frags is definitely something that needs to happen here, and we're seeing SDinvicta isolate themselves, but not work as a team to try and isolate a rifle and pick it off. We are going to see that bomb go down, and ThunderFlash almost looking certain to pick themselves up 5. A certain 5 to come through here in this game. As now we start to think ThunderFlash. Poke him to find an early frag. Matty to get one back. Tack to find himself a frag. Easy to get one back. There's now ThunderFlash to try and put together a little cheeky piece of aggro coming through. We will see ThunderFlash able to get that bomb down. Potential for a little bit more pressure coming down. Easy to find himself a headshot with that AWP. Tack looking for a frag. We'll be able to chase poke him away, and we are going to see SDinvicta on the retake here, able to pick up round number 6. The bomb to be defused with very, very little trouble. As we do see SDinvicta able to take the lead back after it was all tied up here by ThunderFlash. A really good retake coming through from SDinvicta. Good utility usage. Amazing isolation of frags as SDinvicta continue to find frags. We see Maku putting together some bits and pieces here. Poke him to throw out some utility for this outside area of the map, allowing Emride to get himself all the way into a lurking secret position. There's now Maku to find an early frag. We are going to slowly see Maku now in a position where he's going to be able to isolate Easy. The skipper falling. Lean to find a frag. That lurk on this A hit. Almost signifying it could be an A-Rap coming through. Emride through this secret area able to find one. Able to double up, and all of a sudden Emride now in the 1v2 situation. 22 points of health. 2-0 to burn. Lean to try and isolate frags here. Emride to be stuck in a position where that gap through the door, a peek into another world. Emride to fake the plant. The doors to swing open. 2-0 will find the frag. SDinvicta pick up 7. And bip bop bap. ThunderFlash. Go bang. Now it does look as if SDinvicta to continue a big push coming through. There's now ThunderFlash with Azran, Maku, Emride to find a frag apiece, leaving Easy, Matty in a position where that bomb's going to go down. The AWP continuing to find frags. Easy, good enough for 2. Easy, able to find 3 and able to retake this A side by his lonesome. A huge, huge fight coming through by the skipper of SDinvicta. As now we start to see Emride looking to have himself a little bit more of a comeback here in this ThunderFlash roster. SDinvicta continuing to be so aggressive with this A-hold. We are going to see an absolute spray down. Lean for two. Tack to find one with a nade. And all of a sudden, Emride and Maku to be left in a dire situation. Emride by his lonesome as Oizy, the skipper, able to find a absolutely detrimental blow towards this A hit. And Oizy caps it off. We are going to see SDinvicta able to pick themselves up 9 as ThunderFlash looking towards the last round of the half to be their saviour here on their T side. A 9-6 would be very good. A 10-5 for SDinvicta would be even better. So now we are going to see SDinvicta now in a situation where it is looking as if I'm going to see ThunderFlash looking for an early frag here in a really crucial round. Matty to be on that rifle. Tui0 to find a frag. Tui0 eventually going down through that squeaky push. As Azran to get himself a frag. Potential here for even more damage to be done by ThunderFlash. Now the 3v3 situation. Oh, easy to find a frag. Able to drop that bomb. Very little that can be done in the way of recovering it. Zoiz hiding a tight line. As now we are going to see Tack able to find himself a frag. Flashes to go through for ThunderFlashes. Oizy looking to try and deal with the masses. Molotovs to be traded. Oizy burning, but will hold off the angle. As we do see Tack trying to hold out the line. Azran good enough for one. Oizy to drop that bomb in a more exposed area of the map. The fight to be taken on. Oizy continuing to find frags and 3 for the AWP this round. He's got himself 14 all over the map in total. Matty to join him as an absolute dominant first half performance coming through from SDinvicta. Absolute beauty in action. The second half now to get underway. Sorry for my absence at the half. I spilt a little bit of water. It was a bit of an oopsie. I did a little oopsie, chat. I'm sorry. I did a little oopsie. I'm sorry to leave you in the dust. So we do continue to see SDinvicta now pushing themselves and ThunderFlash to extremities here. Lean to line up some utility over towards this A side. Flashes to go through. Molotovs to join them. ThunderFlash to commit towards this ramp area of the map instead. Swizzik good enough for one. We are going to see that bomb drop down into the site. And now Chase to give way here for ThunderFlash. Swizzik to opt towards Vents as his preferred area of choice. Maku, Emride to continue to shut down this B hold. And now Lean left by his lonesome will fall. The plant good enough for SDinvicta. As we will see ThunderFlash able to recover on their CT side and pick up 6. Now SDinvicta to look towards their T side now. A good amount of money saved, as we do see the pistol upgrade armor to try and find a few things, and more importantly, it does look as if we are going to see now SDinvicta looking towards, and more importantly, looking to try and find at least an opening frag. If they can definitely get rid of Maku's M4 here, it could potentially spell disaster for ThunderFlash. We know how deadly a lot of these players can be with rifles. It would be a beautiful, beautiful sight to behold, as we are going to see Swizik poke them to find themselves one apiece, destroying the dreams of a potential upset with these Deagles. Tack to re-envisage a little bit of hope. We are going to see Lean have himself a horrible fall. Do you reckon if you fell from silo in real life it would hurt? Or would it be like those parkour videos where those people who jump just never feel pain? We're not going to see Toy Zero now with a Deagle. Do you reckon? Will be good enough for one. You know what does hurt? A Toy Zero headshot. Oh, a beautiful shot. Now we're going to see him run. This is a beautiful, beautiful piece of work by Toy Zero. 13 points of health. Just needs himself a plant Maku to try and stop it here from Diggity. Plants to go through. Toy Zero goes down. SDinvicta yet to pick up a round here on their T side. However, Rifle's looking to try and change that. We are going to see SDinvicta now. 4 sets of utility. AKs. The whole lot. I got the bells, whistles. Anything you want to add on top of that. The jingles, the bells, the whistles, the utility. The Glock, I guess. Usually all the stuff that matters. We are going to slowly see now. Big hit coming through. I can see Billy, I can see IEZ. Find himself an early tag. Toy Zero, however, to find the opening frag. Now with 50 seconds to play, SDinvicta have played it slow and steady. According to the Tortoise and Hare, slow and steady usually wins the race. We're seeing a double hold down through the secret area of the map. A very, very weak A site. All really depending, I think, on Maku. Is it just Maku down there? It's just Maku in A. We are going to see the lobby presence coming through. Maddie to find the frag on the turn. This A site completely empty. Maddie to find himself a second. M-Ride to come through the vents area. Good enough for 2. Potential for a third. Toy Zero to shut it down. 10 seconds left as we are going to see Maddie going down. The MP9 can't do anything. IEZ to find a frag. And Maddie completely opening up that A site for the take as we do see SDinvicta just continue to be able to turn around these rounds in, I guess, a few seconds. Especially Maddie being able to find those 2 really quick frags. Forcing instant retakes coming through for this A hit. Now. To see Maddie able to find himself yet another frag coming through. That nade, a little bit of damage done. Maddie eventually will fall. M-Ride to be Neither one credited with the frag. Lean with that Mac 10 to find himself a frag. Tack to get aggressive, especially down the secret area of the map. Emride will eventually be traded through. Tuizera to find himself a frag. Tack potentially to find Pokem. Oh, an awkward spray. We'll be able to find that frag. Watching this vents area of the map quite diligently. The young lad. As now we slowly try to see Azran in a 1v3, has himself a Mac 10, will look to try and keep it. Has that bomb to go off with very, very little. That can be done. As we will slowly see SDinvicta are able to pick themselves up 12. Now, Tuizera yet again to find an opening frag. Continuing to just be that dynamic entry. Good enough for two. Good enough for his own teammate. Azran eventually falling after taking down the entry machine. So we are going to see Swizzik to find himself one. Matty able to find that final frag as ThunderFlash, even on their CT side, can get very little to work. As now we continue to slowly see this SDinvicta side working through, continuing to find these really important frags here in the server. It's Matty, good enough for one. Lean to get one back. Azran to benefit from the pistol rush. Matty to find himself one. Doesn't find himself the second. Instead, the quick switch working to his detriment. As SDinvicta to pick up 14, looking to try and end this game quite early. As we do continue to see, you know, a big hit from SDinvicta on one of these sites, continuing to find entries, and especially with the rifles at the moment for ThunderFlash. The economy not looking too hot. As Tack unable to find that opening frag, Emride to get one back. That smoke continuing to create challenges for SDinvicta. Instead, ThunderFlash to try and put together a good round. What's happened there? Azran's found IEZ. Now it looks like a ramp hit's going to come through. Lean to find Pokem. And now this 2v4 situation underway. SDinvicta with 1:15 to play. Azran to push into lobby. Looking to try and find the entry guard that is Tuizera. He's now Lean by his lonesome. The money for SDinvicta at the moment can't really support a round loss here. Now we start to see Lean good enough for one. Has himself 3 in this round so far. Will need himself at least another 2 to at least try to get a bomb plant down. But ThunderFlash to find themselves 8. SDinvicta now looking to the rifles once again to try and get 15 on the board. The economy for ThunderFlash still not looking good. As we do start to see Swizik now pushing in towards this ramp hold. Swizik with that MP9 is going to be such a crucial piece of the puzzle here for ThunderFlash. He needs to find at least one frag if we do see that ramp push come through. As now we continue to see Pokem trying to put together little bits and pieces. Emrai to put smokes down. This double ramp hold coming through has to hold strong. It cannot waver, even at the slightest rifle shot. So now we see Swizik in a position where he's trying to put together little bits and pieces. We're now going to see Tuizera to find that trade on Azran. Tuizera to find himself a second. Tuizera eventually going down. Maku to find himself 2 on the shutdown of this A site. ThunderFlash to pick up 9. SDinvicta struggling to try and close this game out. Struggles in the past for this roster to close out games. It looks to be that the struggles continue to return. As now we continue to see now does look to be Emrai to find himself an early frag. Tuizera going down. The pistols needing a big group coming through. Azran to eventually go down. To drop a smoke, my apologies. Won't go down. Won't drop a smoke. The smoke goes down, not Azran. Let's get that very, very clear. Wouldn't be the first time I said the wrong thing in a cast, though. As now we slowly look to see ThunderFlash now trying to put together a hold against the pistols. We will see that scout try to find a little bit of damage, but Pokem to find the frag. Maku to get one back. Now Lean buys lonesome here. All that separates ThunderFlash from 10 is the Glock. And maybe Swizik's aim. Swizik eventually will find the frag, giving everyone a little bit of a scare in the process. As now we start to see ThunderFlash in a position where big hits are needed. We're going to need to see big chunks come through. More importantly, it does look as if we are going to see Maku to try and put forward a few challenges towards this SDinvicta side. Pokem, a beautiful timing to find Lean. As we see attack to find a frag. Tack, potential for a second here, needs to get a second. We will see him find a second tack, completely opening up this secret area of the map, boys. He needs to find Azran, and all of a sudden, a lot of these rotations are going to get cut off from this A site. As Pokem through this outside control needs a little piece of comfort and quiet. Will eventually go down after finding that frag onto Tack. Tack good enough for 2. 2-0 to pick up 15 for SDinvicta as ThunderFlash. Now facing match point. Smoke's utility to be thrown out. Emride to push through. We are going to see Azran good enough to find himself 2. Tack to eventually find that trade. All of a sudden now, it is looking as if we are going to see a 2v4. Matty to be left by his lonesome. That bomb going down. Swizik slowly looking to be the one who tries to find that frag. Smaku now looking to be the lone defender of the bomb. The other 2 to try and take fights through this lobby area. So we'll see Matty good enough for 1. Spraying through that trophy cabinet wall. It will look to be I'm going to see SDinvicta eventually run down the clock. Matty to keep himself alive, knowing the situation, knowing the importance of this AK-47. ThunderFlash. Because now we do continue to see fight coming through. Swizik to try and put together a big hold. Now it's looking as if we are seeing SDinvicta try to break out into this ramp area. Swizik eventually will go down without a sound. We are going to see that Mac 10 of Tuizera to continue to ring out, eventually upgraded to something a little bit more substantial. Lean to continue with the Deagle, not opting for the Mac 10 of his comrade. Lean good enough for 1 before the trade coming through. We're going to see Tuizera tagged up a little bit, but SDinvicta off the back of Oizy, he's able to find 16. How has that even happened? I swear there were 3 people looking to try contest that B side, but it just didn't formulate into a solid side defense. SDinvicta take out the win against ThunderFlash. And ladies and gentlemen, I have to take out the stream. I have to go. I'll see you guys very, very shortly. My name's been Flamboyant. I hope you guys have enjoyed the cast. I do have to depart, so I will see you guys probably tomorrow for some more Counter-Strike action. Peace.